The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the coastal park, drawing families and friends to the ocean's edge. The air was thick with the scent of salt and sunscreen, laughter echoing across grassy slopes. On this early summer day, a public festival of lights brought the community together, with a stage set up just behind the sand. As dusk settled, the crowd swelled, music and conversation blending into a familiar festive hum. The park's pedestrian footbridge arched overhead, a common shortcut for locals, now offering a clear view of the celebration below. People crossed back and forth, unaware of the bridge's looming significance. From above, the clusters of people, the stage, and the rows of chairs were all visible, a map of community life. The first festive lights twinkled as the sun dipped, painting the sky in orange and pink. The setting was idyllic, a perfect convergence of natural beauty and community spirit. There was no sense of foreboding, no hint of the tragedy about to unfold. The bridge, a silent observer, watched over a moment of serene beauty. It was a final, peaceful breath before the world was irrevocably altered. The Hanukkah festival filled the park with over 1,000 people, a vibrant mix of families, friends, and neighbors. Children played, parents chatted, and the scent of traditional foods mingled with the sea air. The event, a fixture in the local calendar, was meticulously planned, music, speeches, and the glow of stage lights uniting the crowd. Security was present, but discreet, a routine precaution. The celebration drew people from all backgrounds, reflecting the neighborhood's spirit of openness. As the menorah's first candles were lit, a sense of shared reverence swept the crowd. The park glowed with warmth and hope, a living example of social cohesion. Teenagers laughed in small groups, children darted at the edges, and the sun had fully set. The moment was one of unity and joy, the community at its best. Then, at 6:42, the first gunshots shattered the peace. In an instant, celebration turned to chaos. The festival's harmony was broken by violence. The attackers were a father and son, living quietly in a nearby suburb. The father, an Indian national with Australian residency, legally owned 6 firearms. The son, an Australian citizen, had once drawn the attention of intelligence agencies due to his ties to a radical preacher, but was not under active surveillance. Their radicalization deepened in private, unnoticed by authorities. Months before the attack, they filmed themselves training with firearms and pledging allegiance to the Islamic State. Their preparations were methodical, not impulsive. A month before the attack, they traveled to Mindanao in the Philippines, a region known for insurgency, but authorities found no evidence of direct terrorist contact. Hotel records showed they rarely left their room. Their purpose remains unclear. The attack was not foreign-directed, but homegrown and meticulously planned. Their ordinary lives masked a growing hidden extremism. At 6:42, the father and son opened fire from the footbridge, targeting the heart of the festival. Armed with a rifle and shotguns, they fired over 80 rounds into the crowd. At first, many mistook the shots for fireworks, until panic erupted. Homemade bombs were thrown, but none detonated, sparing further tragedy. The attackers moved, spreading chaos beyond the bridge, even as terrified people scrambled for cover. The father left the bridge, heading toward their parked car, colliding with fleeing civilians. The attack was relentless, mobile, and devastating. In just 6 minutes, the park was transformed from celebration to carnage. Sirens replaced music, and the festive lights now illuminated tragedy. There was no time for coordinated escape. Survival depended on instinct. The violence was swift, efficient, and left the community forever changed. The 6-minute assault was over by 6:48. The aftermath was immediate and overwhelming. Emergency calls flooded in within seconds, confusion and panic in every voice. Police on routine patrol arrived within minutes, confronting chaos and fleeing crowds. Officers engaged the attackers, pinning them down with crossfire on the bridge. A detective fired a single, fatal shot at the father, ending his rampage. The son was critically wounded and incapacitated by police fire. The swift response ended the assault, preventing further loss of life. Paramedics and emergency crews rushed in, triaging and treating the wounded. The scene was overwhelming, but responders worked with discipline and urgency. The younger attacker was taken into custody under heavy guard. The coordinated effort of police and medics was a testament to their training. The immediate threat was over, but the trauma had only begun. Amid the terror, ordinary people displayed extraordinary bravery. A married couple confronted the older attacker, seizing one of his guns before being killed. A 62-year-old man hurled a brick at a gunman, sacrificing his life in the attempt. A Syrian-Australian Muslim tackled the father, disarming him before being shot and wounded by the son. These were not trained responders, but civilians acting on instinct to protect others. Their actions disrupted the attack and saved lives, even at great personal cost. Witnesses later described these moments as acts of selfless heroism. In the face of violence, the human impulse to protect others shone through. Their courage stands as a powerful counterpoint to the attacker's hate. Note: there are no key mysterious questions in this chapter's narration, so no 1-second silences were inserted. In the wake of the attack, police sealed off the park and surrounding streets. 16 people were dead, including one attacker. 40 more were injured. Hospitals enacted mass casualty plans as the scale of the tragedy became clear. Operation Arquez, the investigation, began immediately, collecting evidence, unexploded bombs, and IS flags from the attacker's car. The surviving son was charged with murder, attempted murder, and terrorism, and transferred to a supermax prison. Detectives searched the attacker's home, seizing devices and uncovering videos of firearms training and pledges to violence. Interviews with family and neighbors built a timeline of radicalization. The investigation sought to understand not just what happened, but how it was allowed to happen. The evidence painted a picture of methodical planning and hidden extremism. The justice system now faced the task of holding the surviving attacker accountable. The community, meanwhile, was left to grapple with the scale of its loss. The tragedy demanded answers and change. Operation Arquez quickly established the attack as terrorism, driven by anti-Semitism and allegiance to the Islamic State. The Hanukkah celebration was targeted deliberately. ICE flags and pledge videos confirmed the ideological motive. Investigators found no evidence of a broader terrorist cell. The attack was inspired, not directed, by IS propaganda. It was the nation's first fatal attack on Jewish people, and its second deadliest mass shooting. The attack reflected a rise in anti-Semitic incidents and online extremism. International condemnation was swift, while IS media praised the attackers but claimed no direct responsibility. The digital trail revealed a private world of escalating hate hidden behind ordinary lives. Legally owned weapons and radical beliefs proved a deadly combination. The tragedy shocked the nation, prompting a federal royal commission to investigate the attack and its roots. Gun laws came under scrutiny, with leaders agreeing to tighten licensing and launch a national buyback program. New hate speech legislation was fast-tracked, targeting online extremism and holding platforms accountable. The debate balanced security with free speech, but the political will for reform was strong. The attack exposed the dangers of unchecked online hate and legal access to deadly weapons. The government's response, from the Royal Commission to new laws, marked a turning point. The community's pain forced a national reckoning with extremism and social cohesion. Sometimes, as I reflect on these events, I find myself searching for answers that never quite come. The question remains, how does a society protect itself from hate without sacrificing its freedoms? Maybe there isn't a perfect answer, but perhaps in asking we remind ourselves of what truly matters, the quiet strength of a community and the hope that even after tragedy we can choose compassion over fear.